Hey everyone, this is Stacey Schroeder, your Regional Director for IMS. Thank you again to those of you that were able to come in person to our IMS and peer learning group meeting yesterday. It was a lot of fun, some great discussion and sharing and brainstorming. But I wanted to do a quick recording to run through what we talked about, but also do a little bit deeper dive on the case studies on custom programs, since I think that's what most people were really interested in. And I just want to share it in case it sparks some ideas on how we can partner together to bring something custom to your organization. So without further ado, let's get started. So that was our agenda for the meeting. We went around and introduced everybody. And then we got into a little bit of year to date so far with IMS. So just as a reminder, this is our 50th anniversary, which is amazing. IMS is a family-run business, started out in Reno, Nevada by Gordon and Cecile Peters. So this is a big milestone. This is a huge accomplishment, and I'm really thankful to be a part of this organization. And it's all because of you, our members. And if you ask me what's the secret sauce that makes IMS successful, it's the blend that we have of world-class educators, proven instructional design, a really experienced production team, and that local touch, me, somebody that gets to know you and your organization, is really well versed in workforce development, has seen all of these educators present, and can make very solid personalized recommendations that I know are going to move the needle for you and your team. And just a reminder of who's in our region right now. We have a great mix of organizations. There's always room for more. So I would encourage you to take a look at who's in the region. And these are the folks that you could be meeting with these peer learning group meetings. Happy to share information if you want to do any best practice sharing or outreach. And if you think of, maybe family members or friends or former colleagues that have moved on to other organizations, no matter where they are geographically, if they're a company that's looking for leadership development, please consider connecting them with me so I can share the insights about IMS, get them signed up for some programs, they can check it out, and maybe have them join the family. So I really appreciate your consideration on that. So year to date, our region has always been really strong thanks to your active engagement and participation. So far this year, we're in the top 5, which is excellent. We have a really strong showing in the open enrollment programs as well as custom programs. And we've got plenty of time this year. If you've got a need that's maybe bubbling to the surface, we have plenty of time to design and deliver a custom program to meet those needs. So again, my sincere thank you to you and your team for your support so far this year. So what's coming up? So I've got the schedule for July, August, and September in a PDF format. I had sent that to you guys as well. And just a couple I wanted to highlight. So the free program for July is coming up on the 11th. We've got over 3,000 people registered, still plenty of room left. So encourage you to sign up, totally free. And wanted to call your attention to Dr. Jason D. Patton's session on July 25th. He has one of the best conflict resolution toolkits that we've ever seen at IMS. So really encourage you to consider sending folks to that. In August, again, we start off the month with the complimentary program on August 1st. Remember, those are unlimited registrations, totally complimentary. Please register as many people as you like, and they'll get the recording. And then on August 20th, I want to call your attention to Dr. Mary Kelly. So she brings her military experience into her leadership approach. So that one is a must attend from our perspective. September, again, we start off the month right around Labor Day holiday with a free program. So encourage lots of registrations for those. And then you'll notice we're bringing back 2 experts that had done 1-hour programs earlier this year to give a deeper dive. So those ones are September 10th with Dr. Britt Andriata and September 12th with May Bush. So definitely encourage you to consider sharing those with your leaders. And a couple reminders, we've got a lot of new and improved offerings that we've been running with this year. So what I want to really focus on is the new manager program, but don't forget, we've got women leadership series, senior leadership series. We do quarterly events at a national level designed just for HR and L&D events. And we've been making a lot of improvements to Athena, the AI assistant, on your IMS Quick Coach. So let's talk about the new manager program. So the first cohort just wrapped up. We had great attendance, great feedback. We're making some improvements based on the feedback, making some changes, and we're launching the second cohort on September 10th. So this is a cohort style program. We're capping it at 50 people. They're 2.5-hour sessions with 3 of our favorite educators with 1-hour follow-ups. And the really secret sauce here, it includes personal and group coaching with ICF certified coaches for each participant. So these coaches are helping the participants think about what their long-term plans are, think about the challenges that they're having at work, connecting it to what they're learning in each of these sessions and making measurable progress. So I really encourage you to consider sending folks to this. I know a lot of you have really great internal new manager programs, but maybe somebody starts at an awkward time in that cycle, or maybe you don't have the capacity to build that kind of program internally right now. Why not partner with IMS for this program? And you know me, I like to do special offers, so I will send a set of some of my favorite signed leadership books to the first 15 registrants for that cohort in the fall. So let's get into the fun stuff. So case studies on custom programs. So just for a little bit of context, in the past 3 years, here's what we've done so far. So in 2022, we had 16 custom programs just in our region. In 2023, we had 8. This year, we have 14 scheduled, and there's still plenty of room for more. And what I want to emphasize is we can do whatever you need. So whether it's a 45-minute in-person keynote for 2,000 people, or a series of 2-hour programs for people leaders at different levels, or a set of 3-hour programs aligned to your capability model, or something else, we are ready to serve. So bring the creative challenges, bring the interesting ideas, and we can brainstorm and make it happen. So I've pulled together 4 case studies just that kind of demonstrate the breadth, but we've done plenty more. So please, I encourage you to reach out. Let's talk one-on-one. So the first case study, it's a large privately held insurance company with around 5,000 direct employees and around 5,000 independent agents. So they had aligned to the Korn Ferry leadership capability model over the past 5 or 7 years, and they've been cascading that through the organization, along with reinforcing their mission, vision, and values, looking at their strategic plan, and making sure that people are really getting aligned and consistent messaging. So their learning team has been partnering with me for the last several years to build a schedule of 5 to 6 3-hour custom virtual workshops with hand-selected IMS educators. So the way this works is it's a multi-pronged approach. So we talk through which of the capabilities the organization wants to focus on. We look at what is top of mind for the CEO, what's on deck for the strategic plan. We identify those top topics we want to work on. I look at the educators that we have. I consider which ones really match the culture, the approach, and have the experience within their consulting, their work at universities, etc., and put together a full recommendation with educators, topics, and a little bit of customization. So then we pull together, do a planning call with the educator, and then something new we've been doing this year that's been really great is we also schedule an interview with the thought leader and a senior leader at the organization. So I facilitate this conversation. I draft up some interview questions just to give people a starting point. We record that and we use it as promotional material, because what better to have a senior leader really express what's going to be great about this program, the topic, introduce the educator. So that's been a really nice win. And then when you get to the session itself, it's customized. It's got really relevant examples, breakout activities, and exercises. The conversations are much more robust and deep because it's not individuals from multiple companies. It's people that all are speaking the same language and have the same culture. We record the session. We follow up with 30-day access to the landing page like usual. And then I lead a peer learning group session about 2 to 3 weeks afterward, where the educator is optional, but I really lead the group through accountability. What did you learn? What challenges did you have with the topics? What have you tried? How can we support you? So it really is that learning journey approach that IMS is famous for, customized to the organization. So I want to show you on this slide a little bit more of the detail. So here's text format of what I explained. And then on the left, this is the schedule for this year. So we had Dr. Codrington, one of my favorites, and Tardy, I get testimonials for her. I would follow Ann into the fire. Now tell me that doesn't get you excited to see Ann. Dr. Louise Kelly, Crystal Kadakia, Helene Segura, Ty Bennett. And again, these are 6 of hundreds of educators that we've worked with on these programs. I'm sure you're curious about pricing. So for this particular schedule of programs, we set a minimum attendance, said, okay, as long as we get 50 people, we'll charge the regular $3.95 a seat. And then for a certain amount of people above that, they're free. And then if we get really crazy high attendance, then we start charging a little bit per person again. And we can be very flexible. This is very competitive based on other options in the leadership development space. And again, it's totally customized. It's not an associate professor from your local university that maybe isn't as deep of an expert in the topic. It is the educator that has written book in, done the research on, and does consulting in this particular area. This is their life's work, and we're bringing them straight to you. So let's go through another case study. So this is a different local privately held insurance company that recently expanded globally. And their very senior leadership expressed a desire for their top leaders to build their decision-making, strategic and critical thinking skills, and their ability to think broad and think globally and really challenge. So their learning team said, we can't get 3 hours of these people's time at once. Can we do something else? Absolutely. So we built a schedule of 6 one-hour custom webinars with hand-selected top-level IMS educators. And again, we use a multi-pronged approach to make sure that we're meeting the organization's needs. So we're doing the planning calls. We had each educator do a short 90-second promo video. Hey, leader at X company, I'm so excited to have you attend my session on decision-making on September whatever, 2024. Can't wait to see you there. Here's a little tidbit of what we'll learn just to get that interest. And we do a practice session. We do the full webinar. We record it, all the normal stuff. So let's look into a little bit more details. So for this one, you'll see one familiar name. So Dr. Conrington started off the series. And then we've got our heavy hitters in the strategic thinking space, decision-making space, Dr. Julia Sloan, Dr. Mike Roberto, Dr. Kathy Pearson, Dr. Sydney Finkelstein. So it doesn't get better than this. And you'll notice we aligned to their competency model, and we talked with each educator to make sure they're aligning to the terminology, to the language, to the culture, to the issues that are happening at the organization. So this really is specialized for the organization's needs. So for this one, in terms of pricing, we did it a little bit different. We said, send as many senior leaders as you want. We'll record it. We'll make it a flat fee. So again, we have a lot of flexibility to meet your needs, whatever they may be. So let's look at another example. So this was a property management company going through a lot of structural turnover, a lot of structural changes, just a lot of mergers and acquisitions and trying to blend different elements. So there's a lot going on. And they wanted a really targeted and distinct program designed for 3 different audiences. They said, we really care about career development, but we're hearing from a lot of people, if I can't get that next rung on the ladder, what good is it? Why would I stay here? So we found the educator that really focuses on career development and all the aspects that go into that besides just a promotion. And then we worked with her to target the messaging and the toolkits for 3 audiences. So for executives and SVPs, for VPs, directors, managers, and supervisors, and for individual contributors. So the learning team and I worked very collaboratively to build those 3 unique offerings with the educator, and we supported them with custom resources from the educator. And during this entire program, we gathered feedback after the first and second of each of these sessions to make adjustments and make sure that we were meeting the expectations of top leaders. So let me show you a little bit more detail. So this was very in-depth. We had a lot of planning calls with the talent team. We built these 3 different offerings. So for executives and SVPs, we said they are beyond busy. We're not going to ask them to come to a workshop, but we're going to build them a customized multimedia package. So a video explaining the core concepts of the model, a customized curated set of articles from the thought leader, signed copy of her book, access to an online pre-assessment that every other group would get, just so they're familiar with the terminology and the concepts, And then the educator was willing to offer a one-on-one private 20-minute coaching call with each of these folks so they could get some coaching, ask specific questions. So very targeted at that audience. For the main leadership group, so VPs to supervisors, we honed it into 90-minute sessions and we offered it on 3 dates because we know schedules are challenging. So each session was the same. It was just based on what their availability was. So we included the multimedia package from above, a slightly different set of curated articles targeted more to that audience. Again, they got access to the assessment. We recorded these sessions and they got access to the recording and a customized landing page, just like usual. And then for staff members, for those individual contributors, we wanted a different program for them. So we built a 2-hour program. We broke it down into 3 groups, and then we got them kind of smaller so they could have meaningful dialogue and a lot of engagement. They could really problem solve their individual challenges. And we had, again, the customized landing page, access to the pre-assessment, etc. So this one, it was a very customized package. So the pricing was mainly dependent on the session lengths and the number of attendees. So again, we can do whatever is needed. So I don't want you to get stuck that we have just one specific format that we can deliver. And the last example, so the same company as in case study number 1, so a large insurance company, they offer a hybrid learning symposium for all employees each year. So some years it's been, from this Tuesday to Thursday in July, we're renting out the art museum and having everybody come in person, and then we'll stream it on Teams. Some years it's spread out throughout the year. So their learning team has partnered with me over and over again with this program. So some years we've brought a really high impact person live to present at the art museum, or we've done 1-hour virtual sessions. So what's great is we've got such amazing experts within the IMS family that we are able to match their knowledge and their vibe and approach with your company culture to drive the results that you're looking for. So I really hope that these examples were helpful, and we are totally comfortable doing either in person or hybrid or virtual. It really does just depend on scheduling, budget, and which educator and their willingness to travel. So the sky really is the limit. So I'd like you to consider, what opportunities do you see within your organization? Custom programs don't have to be cost prohibitive. In fact, they really are an excellent value because they're tailored specifically to your organization and even to a particular department or team. They're supported by all of our normal additional resources and more because it's custom, it's whatever you need. And I personally have built custom programs with over 20 educators, and I've seen close to 100 in action. So I can confidently say that I can help you with whatever need that you have. So I look forward to working with you on a custom program this year or next year or beyond. Then we had a great open discussion. So remember, the IMS community is a community. It's full of learning and development and talent and HR and OD professionals that love to help each other. So I'm always happy to make a connection. And again, I would love to get your help growing our region. And just as a reminder, organizations across any and all industries are welcome and encouraged to join IMS. Membership is really cost effective. It's a way to get regular doses of learning throughout your organization through 1-hour programs, and then targeted deeper dives through our 3-hour programs. So it really would mean the world to me to get a warm introduction to a friend, a neighbor, or former colleague that's at another organization. So again, as always, thank you. This is a partnership. We couldn't do this without you. And I'm always just a click or a call away. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Take care.